communications class presentation on obesity. Obesity has been called the new American epidemic by many doctors and clinicians. It is estimated that 58 million Americans living in the United States are obese. Obesity is easily America's fastest growing health concern. This condition, although is not limited to only Americans, is worldwide. My obesity journey started from a child, which I was born 8 pounds 6 ounces. And from there, in our culture, if you're not fat, you're not healthy, you're either sick or you're dying. So when a person in our culture, which is the Gullah culture, see that you're fat, they consider you as being healthy, which was not the case for me and many others. My journey started at birth, as I said before, and as the years went by and I got into adulthood, eating was my way of self-medicating. When anybody hurted my feelings, I would eat something. If I didn't feel good, sometimes I wouldn't eat, but then when I felt good, I felt that I had to play catch up for the meals or the food that I missed, and thus overate. As I began to get in my later 40s, early 50s, I began to notice that I was gaining more weight by the week. And I ate what I wanted to eat, when I wanted to eat it, and nobody wasn't going to tell me anything any different. Because I would buy my own food, I bought what I wanted to eat, and I loved myself some Church's fried chicken, so hey, that's what I ate. A lot of Church's fried chicken, fried pork chops, fried fish. I loved fried foods. But it came to a point one day to where I went to the doctor and ran some blood tests, and they called me back with the results of the blood test and telling me that my lipids were up and I was borderline diabetic. I've seen people back in my hometown that were diabetic, and they had feet cut off and arms cut off, and that scared me. And it was like diabetes was pushing the door trying to come in when I was pushing the door trying to keep diabetes out. So I made a conscious decision. I have a family discussion about me doing something about my weight problem. I did a lot of research online and talked to my primary care physician about having a weight loss surgery, which also I had a back problem, which when I went to see the back surgeon, he would not do the back surgery because I was overweight, and he told me that my spine was compressed because of the weight, and that was causing bone to squeeze tight together around the nerve that was running down my right leg. Thus I had pain in my right leg. As time went by and sat down with my sons and had a discussion as far as how we were going to get financed for the surgery, they came to the conclusion that if I really wanted to do this and I was going to stick with it, that they will all pool together and pay for the surgery. So now the ball was in my court. What was I going to do as far as me having weight loss surgery? So I went back to my primary care physician and I talked to him about it, and he asked me if I was ready, and I told him, I said yes. So he put me in contact with the Davis Clinic. And I chose Dr. Robert Davis as my surgeon. Made an appointment with him and went in for the consultation. But first of all, before you go into the office for a consultation, there's a seminar on the Davis Clinic website, mandatory seminar that you have to do. And once you do the mandatory seminar, then they will contact you with your appointment date, your first initial appointment date. And when I went in for my first initial appointment that I met Dr. Robert Davis, and we talked about the surgery, and he asked me which surgery I wanted to have because there was several options that I could choose. So I told him I wanted the Rowan X gastric bypass surgery. This surgery is where they take a portion, the top portion of your stomach, and they go down and take a portion of your small intestines and bring it up to that top portion of your stomach and make your little pouch. That's what's going to be your actual stomach. It's going to be just that small. And then they will bypass, seal off the top of the large stomach, and then at the bottom they will bypass the portion of the large stomach where the acid is into the small intestines. That way when you eat and the food begins to move down from the pouch, you will still have stomach acid to dissolve the food. So after I was told and explained about everything, I went through the surgery process, and as I began to lose the weight, I began to lose weight before I even left the hospital. And I started at 303 pounds, and I'm down now to 214 pounds. And I'm feeling great. I'm losing like 5 pounds per week. And the threat of the diabetes is gone. The threat of the high blood pressure, which I already had, that's diminished. And even my back isn't hurting anymore like it used to. Still have some pain down in my legs, and but I'll take care of that at a later date. But for anyone that is obese, and you need somewhere to option or something, so you have to have a very strong support system also when you have this surgery, because without a very strong support system, you won't succeed, because you can't do this alone. You have vitamin and mineral regimens that you have to take every day. And there's someone that's going to have to be with you right after you have your surgery in order to help you get through the first 2, 3, 4 months and get back on your feet. And there's much more information if you want to visit the website www.thedavisclinic.com. And thank you for your attention, and good luck to everybody.